Hey guys, so just wanted to talk to you a little bit about tackle storage. You know, everybody's got their own ways of storing tackle. There's tons of different kinds of boxes, bags, and everything out there, but I wanted to just talk a little bit specifically about jerkbait tackle storage. I've got three different boxes here that I think are pretty effective, and I just wanted to run you through each one and just give you a little example of how you could potentially store your own jerkbaits. So I guess starting off here, this is a pretty cool deal. This is the Bass Mafia double barrel. So this is specifically designed for jerkbaits. And as you can see here, it's tube. This is, you know, it's a really super unique design. It's got the barrels in it, you know, the double barrel. So 2 rows of that. These baits go in and out super easily. They're not getting tangled. Treble hooks aren't getting tangled up. The paint finishes are staying pretty. They're not getting banged up on other lures, and you can fit a lot of them in here. I mean, 20 jerkbaits is quite a few. And then, you know, it's got 4 latches on it, so it stays super tight. And then just the natural shape of it, it fits in your storage really well. For example, in this Ranger, I keep all my tackle in this center storage here. There's a nice little shelf on the side in here that this slides right in, fits really well. You can keep tons of baits in here. And if it's like out on the deck or whatever and it gets stepped on, this thing's rock solid. You're not gonna break it. And so that's one box. It's a really unique deal, specifically designed for jerkbaits. And then, you know, there's a couple other options here, like this Plano Edge. So this is really unique as this here. So this box has this insert in it with all these little fingers. It's real soft and rubbery. And as you can see here, this is, you know, you're not gonna fit as many baits in this box, but this is gonna keep your bait as pristine as possible. You know, when you shake the box, you can close it up, shake it, and they're not moving around in there, and they're not getting banged up on each other. Those hooks are staying super razor sharp. Like in this one, I've got, you know, some of my little bit more premium jerk baits like Mega Bass. I mean, these are hand painted baits, so keeping those paint jobs nice and those hooks real sharp and tacky is really worth it. And this box does the job for that really well. So, and then my personal, you know, this is I have a few of these in my boat. So it's nothing fancy. It's just a 3700 size box, but it's the thin version. You can see how thin this is. And I can fit a lot of baits in here. They store really easy inside my compartments. You know, the treble hooks are gonna get a little tangled. You know, that's just part of it. But the reason I like this thin box as opposed to a standard 3700 is it kind of just keeps everything tight. And I don't try and fit as many baits into one of these little trays. So, which can be a problem. You know, obviously the more baits you stack on top of each other, the more they're gonna get tangled and everything. So this thin box, it stores really nicely. I can fit a lot of baits in there, and I don't overload it. I'm never tempted to overload it just because it's thin in nature, and so I can't put as many as I could in a normal thickness 3700, but I actually like that because then in the same note, when you close it up with that thin box like that, there's not as much room for it to shake around. Yes, those baits can still move around and shake up and down, but you put a few baits in each of those little trays and it kind of keeps it compact. So there's a lot less shaking or movement inside those baits in that thin tray compared to a standard 3700. And then, like I said, the ability to store this tray, with how thin it is, I can, you know, stack 2 of these on top of each other, which holds a ton of baits, and it slides in nicely in a lot of different places, and that will be more than enough jerk baits than I will need for a season. But I mean, those are 3 pretty solid jerkbait storage options, and obviously, you know, there's different ways. These are 3 ways that I've found, you know, 3 different styles of boxes that really work well, and I think do a really great job at storing jerkbaits. And I mean, I'm sure some of you guys have your own ways on how to do it and protect those baits and protect those hooks, but these are a few options to consider, so check them out.